Hello, my name is Sam Folman, and I'd like to continue on the overview of QA that I started a few minutes ago, and I had an error that actually popped up, so I'd like to show you what's involved in figuring that out. So this is a web-based application that I have for a client, and it's been used for, I guess, about 4 years now. So I'm upgrading it and moving it to a new server, so that means a lot of code changes and upgrades in code, because the way I did things back then is not the way I do things now. So you have some maps. This map right here, this bronze statue, is not a map. It's actually an image that I got from my fiance off Facebook, and I am using it as an example. So it shows that it's being processed by Sam. That's me. This one is being processed by Rick. These two maps are actually not yet processed. They're waiting for somebody to pick it up and actually start working on it. This is my database, and I'm going to be showing that in just a minute, but what I have is the items, and I've actually got the items sorted from highest ID to lowest, and so this is the map that I'm working on. This is the map that Rick is working on as represented in the database. Now, I'm going to come back to that in just a minute, but for right now, let's duplicate this error. So if I click on this guy, I can open it up and I can actually see the image. If I want to see where the thumbnail is, this is the thumbnail that will show for the e-commerce site of the entire map. And this is the location. It's in Prokopyevsk, Russia. And these are stats as far as, oh man, I don't have anything on stats, but the key values, this first tab is the most important one. And so this is these are the values that I'm working on for this particular map. So this works fine. But I try and open this map, and when I do, it appears to open fine. Now let's go ahead and let's reload this, and we'll notice that we got a new record here. Okay, I won't go into the details, but this contains all the information on that map, and it's pretty much not filled out with any data just yet, but it's there. So let's go ahead and close this. So we'll go back and close that record or that window. And now I have not refreshed or reloaded this page here, and if I open this again, I get an error. Okay, now I've never noticed this error before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now reload this page, and I'm going to click on that same map, and now it opens just fine. So let me explain what happened there. You have a state that has changed but is not reflected in the current page. So you had a map, say this one right here, that's ready to be edited, but there is no record in the database. And so I click on it, and one is created. If I click on it again, I'm going to get this error here because it's trying to enter the record in that particular map and of that particular size into the database again, and the system doesn't let that happen. So that's a good thing. Now, the thing is if I reload this, it'll be just fine, because it will now say that that map is being processed by Sam. So if I click on it again, the link after it's been reloaded is correct. So this is something that didn't come up in, it's never been reported. I've never had anybody say, hey Sam, this is a problem. And the reason is because it never happened. People have always just clicked on the map, they've made their changes, they've submitted their changes, but it's an edge case, and so it does happen. So I know how to fix it, but the question is it a priority item? And the answer is not at this time. But this is where you create a ticket and you submit it, and then if you have a good ticketing system, you can go through your code review or your ticket review every week or 2 weeks, and then you can say what is priority for this particular software project based upon our allocation of time. Another small error might be this link right here, and you notice that the file name is too long. Is that a bug? I wouldn't call it a bug. It's a misstyling of the page, and perhaps you could hide that or something like that. But is it worth the time? These are the little things that come up, and it's nice to be able to address them. But usually in software, what I've found is you're going to have more items and issues than you can deal with in any given time. You don't have infinite time, and so you have to always prioritize it. It is a constant process of software development. So this is another example of this. Now let's go ahead. I'd like to actually show the process of maps of the past in particular. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to load a map. So I'm going to show